Hi everyone, this is Annie Himmelsbach here at the Graduate Career Management Center, and this is just a quick walkthrough of a good example of a resume, specifically a quantitative methods and modeling resume. But a lot of what we go through here today is actually applicable across multiple majors and multiple types of resumes. So let's just dive in. We're just going to simply start at the top and work our way down. So a couple things that are highlighted here that are positives is they have the relevant courses listed here. And it is really important that you are only highlighting the relevant courses. You don't want it to be a laundry list of every single course that you have ever taken, because you want it to be relevant to the reader and to the position that you're applying for. And you can also elaborate on these courses in a separate project section, which we're going to look at in a few minutes. Another thing I like about this resume is that they highlight here the ranking of their undergraduate university. So obviously those of us who are not from China may not recognize by name this particular university, so they're telling us that it's a great university, and by association that this student is also a great student because they were selected to attend this university. So overall, that provides you positive information about the candidate. So moving on to the skills section. So particularly for quantitative resumes, it's important to have the skills sometimes even above the fold. Above the fold is sort of referencing in a newspaper, they put all of the most eye-catching and important stories above the actual fold of the newspaper in hopes that you will buy the newspaper, see that story, buy the newspaper, and read it. So above the fold is basically the top half of your resume. So in the skills section, they have enumerated the types of software that they are familiar with, and they've also categorized it, so it makes it easy for the person who is reading it to be able to quickly hone in on the software that they need for this particular role. And then moving on to experience, of course, which is the real meat of the resume and the most important. So I'm not going to go through every single bullet point, but starting at the top with Oppenheimer, these are good examples of experience bullet points because they not only are explicit about what it is that they did, they talk about the tools that they used, how they used them, and then most importantly, what the final results were of their efforts. So for example, analyze client consumption heat maps, built interaction drill down tables using advanced Excel formula and VBA. Okay, so telling us the tools. Distilled insights and recommendations for sales and research team to improve client strategy and optimize resources allocation. So their work actually had an impact or a tangible outcome. Collaborated with team to develop replicable reports and automate mailing processes using VBA and SQL, reducing runtime from hours to just one click. So again, positive results. Clean data captured from various CRM platforms for 100 plus accounts. So also a nice example of quantifying there. There's also some great examples of quantifying down here. Whenever you quantify, those numbers just stand out and they provide a more concrete and holistic picture of your experience. So to go back here, for 100 plus accounts to ensure accurate loading and analysis. So another positive result. And then finally, projects here. So projects could either go down where he has it, or it could go up here underneath the education section. It kind of depends on how relevant your most recent experience is. Experience typically trumps academic experience. So if your most recent experience is most relevant to the position, then you would leave that here and put your projects down here. But if you haven't quite yet applied in the real world in terms of an internship or full-time job, what you've learned in school, then the project section would go directly under education. But this is a nice illustration of the project. So this is basically the class or the concept that they were learning. Here are some details of the project, and then here are the tools that they use to complete that project. And finally, volunteer work. So volunteer work is often very important and highly valued by many employers. So a volunteer section could be helpful. Of course, on our template, we have a leadership section. There are other things that you could put in here, but volunteer is nice if you have it. So that's it for the QMM resume. We should be back with more other types of resumes soon. And we hope to see you in person for a resume review at the GCMC soon.